I was playing at No Shields. I think I probably started when I was 4 or 5, maybe. I started in the indoor league at Wallsend, and obviously progressed to just playing for. I think I was under 7s or 8s. I got scouted by Newcastle and went into the sort of development programs, and I think you signed properly at under 9. So I've been at Newcastle since I was 9. So it's been a long journey, and obviously to go from under 9 through every age group into the first team has been amazing.
Obviously, he'd been to Sunderland and Middlesbrough, and he was training at all 3 academies. And then for him to pick, which I think you go in at under 9s, and I think we had meetings with Sunderland and Middlesbrough, but it was always going to be Newcastle because he'd supported them since he was a young kid. So,
to be fair, I played with you in the Wallsend. There was me and a lad who I play with now called Owen Bailey. We all play together, so I guess you just kind of follow in your older brother's footsteps. Say that I played with Sean growing up at an early age, and obviously he went in the academy pretty early, and I played with Owen Bailey. We played for a bit, and then he went in, so I was kind of the last one out of all to go in.
I think anyone knows how quick sport can change, and obviously we've had the perfect sort of upbringing in terms of knowing that, and knowing one day it can be going great and the next day it can be completely different. But I think for me and Matty, we've got a great support system around her, and I don't think they would ever let us get too ahead of ourselves, and I don't think we're really that type of people anyways, would always drag each other back down to just being normal. And I think that's what we're probably pride ourselves on the most, just being normal people, and being able to speak to anyone and not thinking you're bigger or better than anyone else just because of what you do. Yeah, it's been a total, it's just changed so drastically. Little things, going to the shops and no one recognises you, and then it's the same people that sort of look at you and stop you and ask you some questions, and it's just crazy I think it just shows how big obviously football in the northeast is, and especially Newcastle for us, that you can break in for a month and literally everyone in the whole city knows you. I think it was the other day I was walking out of training and the Sainsbury's man sort of recognised us dropping off the shopping, so that was pretty crazy, and it just shows sort of how far I've came, and like I said, that the last month's been brilliant, and I've just loved it.
Yeah, definitely. Even growing up when we were younger, even if it was in the garden having a little kick around, you want to beat him, or if it was on a Sunday or something, you want to beat him non-stop. I mean, nowadays your older brother, so you always want to try and be better than him. But I guess you want him to do well at the same time. Especially when I was young, I always wanted to beat him in anything I do.
I would imagine it's any dad's dream to watch his son walk out and play for Newcastle's first team. So to watch Sean do that, it was like some of the interviews I've put out already. It was an emotional night, and it was just fantastic. Obviously, Matty's coming through the ranks and keeping his head down and working hard. So fingers crossed for him.
Obviously, this year has probably been a massive probably shock on one hand. You obviously inside you always think, if I ever get the chance, you feel you're good enough to take it. But I think I probably didn't expect it at the start of the year. My goal at the start of the year was literally just to try and spend a week of pre-season with them, and then turn the week into two into a month, and then you never really know what can happen. And I've been pretty lucky in terms of obviously Key had to go away to the Asia Games, and obviously for me, John Joe and Mo obviously both got knocks as well, and that gave me an opportunity. But I think in sport that's all you need sometimes, and like I said, I've enjoyed every minute, but I know they're coming back now, so the competition's going to be there for places. But I think that's good for the team. He's been great with me. He speaks to me every day. Every little details is explained to the max, and everything he wants you to do is sort of laid out in front of you. There's no surprises, and he's also great as well at letting you go sometimes and letting you figure it out for yourself. So I think he gets the balance pretty much perfect in terms of when to talk and when to just leave you and let you sort of figure it out on your own.
Yeah, we've spoke about it in the change room quite a bit, to be honest, especially over the last couple of months when he's played, and we've said, like, obviously we know Sean's worked really, really hard to get there, but it kind of gives you that little bit of extra knowing that someone else has done it who's a couple of years older. So you get a bit of you have a bit of
motivation.
All right. You get a bit of motivation to go and do it.
And do you two still go and watch the ice hockey?
Yeah, all the time. We go to all the games.
They go to their weight trips as well. They come on the buses.
Let us travel away, and obviously we'll go to pretty much all the practices and that as well. We just sort of love being around. Obviously him and the lads, we've got friends that play on the team. So
I guess if you had to pick a highlight, it would probably be the Man City game. That was quite a night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I think obviously no one in the country expected us to win. So for me, it was the first game I'd had, first nighttime game, which is, I think atmosphere's even better on a night time. It just got a different feeling. So for us to be able to win that game, and obviously it's proved to be massively important. If we didn't win, we'd be back in the bottom three. So yeah, I think that's probably the one that stands out. The change room was in shock a little bit. I think it was not as bouncing as I thought it was going to be, but I think everyone knows the situation we're still in. It was just 3 points at the end of the day, and unfortunately that's how we have to look at it, because we know there's a long way to go.
Obviously Sean's played more of a sitting role recently, but growing up through all the age groups he played higher up the pitch, and I tend to play deeper, so obviously it'd probably be a dream if it ended up happening, but if it did, it would be unreal. This year the 23s, obviously we've done well in quite a lot of the competitions, but obviously I just got to keep working hard, see what the next couple of years brings, and hopefully try and do what he's done. It's the best thing to do in the world. You get to go and kick a football around with your friends every day, so hopefully I can do that for many more years to come.
Obviously Key, Mo, Isaac and John Joe, I can't thank them enough for how they've been with me. It would be really easy for them to see me as competition and probably not speak to us and not help us, but they've been the complete opposite. And I think you look at Key and the way how he's so composed on the ball, and when he got in the team, he really did make it tick, and got some important points. And Mo is so important off the ball, and he wins it back so much, and he's brilliant. And obviously me and Isaac have been able to play together, so people have seen what he can do the last month. And I think John Joe, probably it speaks for himself. I think he's the one player in our team that can literally create something out of nothing, and I think he's really important for us and going forward. Yeah, it was a tough day. It was a day of mixed emotions. Obviously the result wasn't what we wanted, but for me it's the day that I'd waited for growing up, and to make it at a stadium like Anfield. If it's not going to be at St James's, then it's probably very high up on the list. And the whole day was a blur. Obviously the result wasn't great, like I said, but the away fans were amazing, and even to hear them singing my name, it gave us goosebumps, and yeah, it was an unbelievable day. Yeah, obviously the manager turned around and just said, "Get ready." My sort of stomach just dropped, and luckily I had Jacob Murphy next to us, who I'm pretty good pals with, so he done his best to calm us down. And like I said, that there was obviously some instructions given, and I'll be honest, I can't really remember them. The whole thing was a blave and running on. I was just hoping I didn't trip and fall over, and but no, it was amazing, and obviously the day I'd been waiting for growing up. He got us sample it a little bit this year in the checker trade, and obviously
exactly.
I was in the stands watching, and it just, you've seen how many Newcastle fans travel, and it does make you think how good it would be just to play in one of them in a first team game. And obviously I've spoke to some of the lads about it, and they've said it's a pretty surreal day, so hopefully there's one of them to come in the future.
Yeah, obviously the result didn't go our way, but I would say the whole night it was a bit unreal, and Newcastle fans getting the first taste of it. Obviously come through the 23s, the sang non-stop, so the whole result didn't go our way. It's a night I probably won't forget.